Okay, it's Toby from Heavyweight MMA today with Josh Kuya Culibao, the king of KFC, the Paddy the Baddy from Australia. How are you, bro?
The Paddy from Australia. What's that all about?
Bro, I was just listening to one of your interviews and you were talking about how you blow up in between fights a bit, bro. So, got to give you some sort of
True.
nickname.
I've been better. I've been better now. I'm not getting as bad as I used to, but yeah, I'm a lot better now that I'm consistently training. So yeah.
And bro, you mentioned that you've been doing a bit of weights, mate, hitting the weights. You got to work on the body a bit when you're coming up against a guy like Lerone Murphy, bro. You don't want to look bad, right? You got to build up the body a little bit.
Nah, hey, look, again, all the muscles and all the bodybuilders, they understand that it's not about how you look. Like, look, there's so many good fighters that don't have a body that's has a physique of a Greek god, but yet they can still kick ass. So, yeah, I'm one of them.
That's it, man. You mentioned that you're like a mirror image of Lerone Murphy, so I'm expecting you to take off your shirt and it's a whole new Josh Culibao flexing. No?
Nah. Hey, I'm in really good shape right now, but I don't know if I'm going to be like that. I'm just not blessed with them genetics, and plus I was a real fat kid, so I've got a lot of loose skin and a lot of extra, little weight around here and there that just doesn't want to go away.
Bro, it's not a bad thing because it helps people like myself to identify with you, bro. We're not all Greek gods genetically, like you said, but you're still out there kicking ass, man. Like you still, you can still like you said. It's not about what you look like because you're still delivering the same fucking power and skills as everyone, as some of these guys, right?
People can relate to me, so it's good. People can relate to me.
On that, man, what I was thinking when I was listening to your interview, man, you're such a GC, like I mentioned in a message to you recently. I was just thinking, man, you got to get some exposure internationally, bro. You're doing like a couple of these interviews with local guys like myself, getting a couple hundred views. We got to get you out to the masses, bro. Find a manager and get yourself on some of these big fucking shows, man. I'm serious, man. Do it.
What, man? Like, again, I'm just being me. If people want to tune in and listen to me talk shit, then they can tune in and talk, listen to me talk shit. But yeah, I'm no fucking anything special, brother. I'm nothing special.
You are, bro. You are. Don't downrate yourself. I think you're a good personality, and it can help grow your brand. You know those the submission radio guys. At least reach out to them, bro. That'd be a good little platform that's kind of Australian based. Do it, suss it out, bro. Anyway, on to your fight, bro. UFC Fight Night, Aspinal versus Rayburn in O2 Arena, London, England, versus Lerone Murphy on July 23. Looking forward to it?
Man, I'm pumped. I'm pumped to be able to fight someone like Lerone, man. It's a great opportunity. I look at it as a great opportunity and a great challenge, and I'm just excited to take it on.
What about just the whole thing of traveling? You mentioned you wanted to fight in New York, Japan. How does England rate in that sort of list?
And again, I had a bit of a thought during the week. I was just thinking, man, what a crazy life I live. I get to travel all the way to the other side of the world to fight someone and get paid to punch someone in the face. Isn't that a crazy thought that I would be living a career like this, a life like this, where I'm get ready to go across the pond to the other side of the world to go punch another man in the face and get paid for it. It kind of blows my mind, and it's just to travel and be able to see these different places and fight and get paid for it. Like what a life! What a life I live,
man. It's true. Your average Joe back home in Australia, lucky to fly out to Thailand or Bali a couple of times in their life, right? And you're flying around the world.
Yeah, exactly.
And England, I actually would think England is a pretty special one because it's not like every day they have the England shows, Like there's heaps in Vegas. You're going to hit a Vegas show easy, but getting to fight in a big card in England with their sort of crowd, probably a bit closer to the Aussie crowd in a way, a bit more like emotional maybe. Should be fun.
Yeah. I'm Jade. I'm Jade to be the bad guy coming in and spoiling the party. Last time in Perth, I was the Aussie boy, and we had a guy coming in to fight me on my home turf. So now it's going to be the opposite. So it's cool. I get to experience that as well. So I'm excited for that as well.
And man, you like hitting imposing opponents, man. He's a pretty imposing opponent, like Melsick was as well, man. Like both real staunch guys, man. And you know, when I look at an opponent for someone that I've talked to and I like, I'm like, fuck, this guy looks bad, you know. Like watching him, he seems like a real staunch, hard fighter. But I think you got a good shot at this one, bro. You know.
Bro, you sound like my missus, always worried about the next guy. And I say to him all the time, like, I train my ass off, man. I literally train my ass off to compete and fight against these guys. Like, I'm day in and day out grinding to get better.
Yeah.
So I don't get completely whitewashed by these staunch guys that you know, they look scary. But again, like, this is what I do, bro. This is what I do. Don't worry about me. This is what I do.
Bro, you're gonna have to pull out the guns again, bro, because this guy's a gangster. Did you hear he's been shot in the face before? He's got a bit of bullet left in his tongue and this sort of shit.
I've heard about that. That's why they call him the miracle, is because he said he survived a gunshot and whatnot, and he grew up in a rough place, and yeah, he's like a miracle, like to be able to make it through all that. So yeah. I feel like this one is a little bit more intimate. Where with Melsick, his nickname was just the gun, so I just gave him a little bit of teasing him with the water pistols, but yeah.
In saying that though, like from watching his interviews and that too, he seems like a nice guy, man. It's not, he might be a hard guy, but he seems like a kind of personable guy. I think you guys would probably get along a little bit better unless there's something comes up in interviews or whatever. It seems like it'll be more of a test of skills, you know?
Yeah. That's why I really do commend him. Like I do see a lot of myself in him, not only in the fighting aspect, but also just like the way he holds himself, the way he, just the I feel like, yeah, like you said, I feel like we'd get along if it wasn't for the fighting thing. I think, like, besides the fighting thing, if we would just to hang out and stuff, I think we would get along.
It just popped into my head, man. There's been a lot of neck snatching this last week. You got Jalin Turner when someone tried to prank him. He snatched his neck. I don't know if you saw that one. And
I saw that, yeah.
Connor smashing or kind of pushing off Michael Chandler, and it brings me back to Melsick grabbing you by the neck, bro. You posted something too. That's going to make you a little bit more prepared at our weigh-ins and face-offs and stuff, right?
Not really, because that one was like, he was just real chill about it, and like he let me get close and let me do the stare down, and then he just snapped, and I was just like, kind of caught me off by surprise. So I don't know, maybe I gotta, instead of doing my stare down so close, or maybe I gotta keep my distance a little bit. Be like, I don't know. We'll see.
Defend yourself at all times, bro. That's it, man. So you mentioned that, like, you see a lot of similarities between Lerone and yourself, which is kind of, there are some obvious ones, right? He's a switch hitter like you are. Some of the shot selection similar in that. But you were going into it with virtually mirror images. I don't really see it, man. I don't know. I kind of see you as a different sort of skill set that can overcome some of his weaknesses, bro. And I'm sure you've looked into it and can't go into too much detail, but a few of the things that I see is like he kind of has those pauses when he's defending and that, and I think that's something you can take advantage of. And of course, you're like kind of different timing in that than some of these guys. He's a traditional sort of style, like it's very orthodox, his style, and yours is not. You've got that little bit of a different angles, different timing than him. Thoughts?
Toby, man, you're spitting all the secrets out. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah.
No, I do see a lot of similarities in just like again, just the mindset that he has. He seems to get, like, if he gets put in bad positions or it's not going his way, he still stays composed and calm, and then he just finds a way. He listens to his corner, and he just finds a way to win. He's like, as much as he is a fighter, he's a competitor, and he always tries to find a way to win, instead of just trying to fight out of a bad position. He goes, okay, cool, calm down. We're going to find a way. And he just sticks to the game plan, and he's very switched on like that. So that, the similarities in the height, we're the same height, similarities in the same reach, and like, to go into a little bit of the fighting aspect is that, like, he has like little subtle movements that is to the casual fan, they don't take too much notice of it, but obviously as a fighter we study the little intricate details and stuff, and he does a lot of very similar stuff with feints and like again shot selections and just like distance management and whatnot. So he does a lot of stuff that I do as well. And like if you were to look at him and then look at myself and then have us two different cards fighting the same person, you'd be like, oh, them two would train together. Them two have the same style. They come from the same school. They come from the same academy. You'd look at that. That's how you would look at it. So.
Yeah, that makes sense, man. So potentially we could have like a feint off for the first 30 seconds. I reckon you guys could just be feinting each other. Because that was the most noticeable thing actually that I did see when I first watched him, is both of you kicking off the feints and the switch hitting.
Probably just be like they're going to start booing us. We're just going to be
exactly.
feinting.
The fans are going to go, ooh, come on, throw something.
What do you want us to do? This is us. Fucking hell.
That could happen. That could potentially happen. The other thing I kind of noticed, obviously, like his sort of build is explosive, powerful sort of guy. He is definitely stronger in the first sort of round, man, and that's probably something to take advantage of too, right? If he starts throwing and after that first round, he's going to have a little bit less snap to his punches, kicks, and movement, right?
Well, like I say, is that like I feel like when guys do come after me, I find like I feel it like kind of plays into my game when guys do try to really reach and get to me, and they leave themselves a little bit too open. And that's when I start to find the little openings here and there. So, I think if he comes out real aggressive, I think we find shots in there. But if he stays composed, I think we go 3 rounds competitive fight. So either way, I do see this fight being a fun fight. And like I said to you, I'm excited for the opportunity to fight him and for a challenge like him, a guy that's undefeated, a guy fighting a guy on his home turf. And it's exciting.
Yeah, man. And I should mention, which you mentioned before, is you guys are both kind of undefeated at this weight as well. So that kind of makes it an exciting matchup as well, right? Like 2 guys putting it on the line. Yeah,
for sure. But again, I feel like me and Lerone are 2 of the hottest prospects that are not ranked yet. So like we're like me and him after this fight could definitely be fighting top 15 after this. So it's not. We're not a big, high-profile name, me and Lerone, but it has a lot of big implications for the division in terms of who's going to be getting the next crack at the top 15 guys. So,
Hey, also just with this fight coming up this weekend, big show, UFC 290, got Jalin Turner fighting on that one, man. Having that loss before, you're obviously not the same man as you were back then. It was short notice. You look like a different person in there, Would you love to get the rematch? Is that in your psyche, or you're not interested in that sort of thing? You just move on?
Man, I'm a competitor, so will always want to get that one back. But we'll see where it goes. But my focus is at 145. I'm not focused at 155. I've got my whole career ahead of me still. And 145 is my division right now. So I'm not thinking about going up and fighting at lightweight. And but always, just that competitor in me is always going to be like, fuck, I want that one back. But not thinking about it. And plus, me and Jalin are pretty cool. He's a cool guy. So
he's super cool, man. He's super cool. But I just saw he missed weight for 290. Did you see that?
Did he miss?
Yeah, missed weight. That's what I saw on the weigh-ins. Yeah, a bit over. No good.
What did he? That was his first attempt.
I don't know, whatever I'm pretty sure it was finished. I don't know. They just had the weigh-ins and it said over by whatever. I don't know if there's any other attempts or if they're just going to accept it. But quite interesting. It always makes you worry. Like, is that an injury that's holding people back when they do that, right? Because normally people hit the weight, right? Like, and there can be other things stopping them training properly or whatever. Yeah.
They make the weight. Yeah. Fuck. Who knows?
In fact, that fight kind of sucks because both these guys are nice guys. Both these guys give me time and I chat with them. And so now we got 2 guys I like fighting each other. I kind of hate it. Like, fuck, can they both win?
I do like them both.
I don't know.
I do like Jalin. I just hope it's a good fight and put on a good fight for the fans. But it's a guaranteed banger. That one's a guaranteed fight of the night for sure. Out of all the fights, that's the guaranteed. That and obviously the main event, I think, is going to be also the fight of the night too.
Yeah, true. And Dan's super confident, so I'm kind of interested what's his game plan, because he's fully talking about he's got something to show, he's got a game plan, and it sounds like they're pretty pumped on it. So have they really identified some weakness that they're going to take advantage of that we haven't seen? I don't know. Could be good.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that one, man.
True, bro. Hey, a question I had, man. You know, you've got little baby Culibao coming in August, bro. It's very close. I was just thinking it's kind of lucky that you weren't trying to make a baby after the Melsik Bagdasarian fight, because your balls might not have worked, bro. Have they recovered? Have they dropped back down yet? That's the question.
Oh no! Literally, me and my missus were actually talking about that. It's like, fuck, lucky, lucky you were pregnant. We found out you were pregnant before we had that fight with Mercy, because I got a free vasectomy on in Perth. So yeah,
Exactly.
it took a while, man. It took a while. They were pretty tender for a little bit. Like
Yeah.
it took a little while for it to come back to. But yeah, it was it was a serious shot, man. Like it left like the bruising, the cup, my cup bruised my leg and bruised everything around there. So it was just, it was pretty
Jesus, bro.
tender and sensitive there, man. Then again, it's one of the strongest kicks you can throw is a spinning back kick, you know. So
Yeah.
and he landed with heel too. It wasn't like he hit with just a foot and slapped with it. He hit with like the solid part of the heel. So yeah.
I can kind of identify with you a bit. I do a kids class every Sunday, and my mate's daughter the other day, I'm holding it for a knee, and she decides to do an up kick, bro. Jesus. But I'm all right, bro. I already got 4 boys, so I don't need to have any more kids. It's all fine. It's all fine.
Yeah, it's good. You're done. You're done for him anyway.
But anyway, on that, bro, how does it feel to get through that? Because really, seriously, that's like debilitating. There's people that get kicked like that and can't fight on, man, and throwing up and all that, and feeling so bad, but still being able to kick on, and then latching on a neck like I heard them mention, like a piece of chicken, bro. That was a good little line I heard in that last interview. You latched onto that neck like it was a piece of chicken, bro. Yeah, how do you keep functioning after that sort of blow?
Man, again, I feel like it's just the competitor in me that just I don't know, like it's just something in me that I feel like is just there. Can't really explain too much into it. It's just like I feel I just got to find a way to win, and I feel like it was just that was one of them moments where it's like, I don't give a fuck anymore. Just come here, let's fucking get it on. I'm gonna find a way to win, and yeah, I just can't explain that. I can't explain why I'm like that, or why my mind, or yeah, I to be honest, I just can't explain why I'm always been like that. Like anything that happens to me, I'm just like, no, I'm gonna find a way to win. I'm gonna find a way to do this. Regardless of whatever happens, I'm gonna find a way. So.
Bro, speaking of finding a way, your fight's in July, but I'd really like you to find a way to be in UFC 293. So what we want is a quick knockout or something, bro. Can you work it out?
Yeah, I really, to be honest, I really do want to walk away from this fight unscathed. Nice first round finish, no damage, and would love to fight on the Sydney card. But again, like my missus is due end of August. The fight's in early September. So again, I've got to speak to the real boss, not Dana White. I've got to speak to the real boss first if I can get the heads up and get on that card. So
yeah, that's true. Sometimes life gets in the way, bro.
Hey, but, it's a good thing. It's a good thing.
On that result, man, of your fight coming up, you've started in the UFC. This is the progression I've talked to you about before. You started in the UFC, you lost, then you got draw, then you got a points win, then you got a choke, bro. I'm expecting a KO. There's nothing else I'll accept. So you have to get the KO this next fight. It's the natural progression.
Just for you, Toby. I'm gonna be like, hey. Fuck! Just for Toby, I have to knock this dude out. Like, I can't leave this. I can't. This when I'm in that cage, I'm gonna be like, just for Toby, I need to fucking put hands on this guy.
When you see his eyes roll a little bit after a punch, you got to just click, go, this is for Toby. Oh, just take him out, bro. Knowing that I've put the house on you to win by KO.
Don't tell me that. Why are you telling me that? You fucking make me feel like I've got more pressure now. I'm like, fuck. Yeah. Nah.
Yeah.
I don't mind.
All right, bro. Anyway, man, thanks for your time. It's been
All good,
fun to
Toby.
chat, and I appreciate that you're
Always,
giving
bro.
me the
Always.
time. I want to
Always,
see
bro.
your friendly demeanor and that on one of these big chat shows soon, bro. Get a manager. I'm
Maybe you.
serious, bro. Get
I
your
do,
manager
bro.
onto
I
this
do.
shit. Get him onto this shit. Let's spread the word. Let's see Kuya Culibao on the billboards everywhere. I want to look
You're a
up
legend,
MMA.
Toby. You're a
I
fucking
want to search
legend,
up
bro.
UFC interviews and see your head pop up on some of these big shows.
You're a fucking legend. Nah, I appreciate you, Toby. I do. I do, bro. Thank you.
All right, bro. Hey, thanks for your
All right,
time,
bro.
bro. And yeah, I'll
Of
be
course.
supporting from Macau. Yeah.
Thank you, brother.